Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and let's continue with the second day of Glitchmas. Hope you've been enjoying this. Today we're going to go over how to make glitches. We made some last time. Today we're going to do a completely different one. So what we're going to do sounds like this. So this is a fairly easy one, so stay tuned. I'll show you how to do this, hopefully quickly. So what we're going to do here is just open MSoundfactory. Got a blank one here. We're going to turn that attack down, turn that sustain up. We'll leave everything else like it is. We'll just turn this down a little bit, and like always, turn this limiter on in case things get a little bit loud. This one is fairly easy. What we're going to use the granular sampler here. I'll just go to default here. I don't need anything on. What we're going to do first is we need to find a sound. And specifically, I want a sound that's kind of like a transient sound, something that's very short. So it's in tones here, but I want to go to transients. You can choose something organic or synthetic. Either one's kind of okay. Let's try this. Laser Arcade may not be good, but let's hear it. It's not really what I need. Oh, another thing I should do is I want to slow down the rate just so I can hear it a little bit better. So let's turn that down, duration down a bit, and the rate maybe 500. Okay, let's turn down the width too. I don't want that now. This might be good. I'll check out a few more. For these, I prefer high-pitched sounds, but you can kind of do whatever you want. I'll stick with this. For this, I kind of want a constant sound, though. So instead of having it normal where my key is influencing what note's being played, I'm just going to set it to constant. So no matter what key I hit, it's always going to play the same note. This is good. So next thing I want to do is look here at the sample and see how long it is. So here it's a little bit over 120, maybe I guess 130. And we're going to set our duration to that 130. And I want to set this, it says clip at sample boundary. I don't want this to start clipping, so I'm just going to use flip at sample boundary. You can do some other things too, but I think this is good. And then we'll mess with the rate. Let's bring it down a bit. Let's try here maybe. And now we want to reverse it. Now, this is good, but you're probably thinking like, okay, like it's playing like over and over again. We don't want that. And this is where the probability comes in. So what we're going to do is just bring this down. If we had it at 100%, it plays every single time according to the rate. So let's just bring this down here. So you can see here there's a 68% possibility that a grain will be played. We're going to bring that way down. Let's try like 14 or so. I think that's good. Now, you can just leave it like that, and I think that's good. And of course, we can change the pitch. So if I think maybe that's a little bit too low, let's move it up an octave. So maybe that's better. Of course, you can adjust the semitones and everything as well. Now, another thing we can do to make this a little bit more random is we can adjust this rate. So now it's at 149. We're going to go in here, and let's try the LFO section and go to random. So this is going to move things randomly. And instead of moving up, we're going to move it down a bit. So the highest will be, was it 149? And now, maybe not 16, maybe like 53 or so. So go between those. And as we're playing it, it's going to just move between those different rates. So it'll just give us a little bit more randomness, like this. Now, the great thing about this is you can use it with lots of different samples. That's what it sounds like with cymbal 1, cymbal 2. I think this is like what I showed in the example. I need to make sure that's the same, but yeah, it's actually the same length, so it's okay here. So it works. And of course, you can adjust any of the different pitches and things too. And another thing we can do is if you want to adjust the pitch, we can do the same thing we did with the semitones. I'm just going to choose random here. Let me open this up to make sure it's random for each target. So that means that the rate and the semitones won't be moving the exact same way, although they will be the same speed. But in this case, it's perfectly all right. So we're going to go up and down. Let's try 24. That's kind of a lot, but let's hear what it sounds like. Me, this is sounding really glitchy and cool, but we can do this again with something else. So let's try the same thing with another sound. The great thing about this is if you right click like I just did on the granular synthesizer, you can click copy here, and then if we right click it again, it says paste. So now we have the exact same thing. I'll turn the semitones off and let's try something different. Let's go into a different place here. Let's try organic. And let's listen to some other ones. Make sure our time is the same. That's 130 milliseconds, so it should be fine. I'll turn up the probability just so I can hear this a little bit better. Okay, that seems good, but let's turn the probability down around where the other one was, so maybe like 12. And if you want to, you can take this width here and increase this. And now that we have this increased, it will be going back and forth, left and right, like this. There you go. Now if we put them both together, there we go. So that's nice and glitchy to me. Of course, you can do more than 2 oscillators if you want. I think this is good, but if you wanted to do more, you definitely could. You could do 3, 4, 5, 6 granular synthesizers. Actually, if you used one of these, the modulars, you can actually put more in there. So I don't know, maybe no limit. Well, I'm sure your computer power will be the limit. So don't make your computer start smoking by using too many granular synthesizers. But you can do quite a few with this here. And of course, you can go into the effects section and put any type of effects you want on there. So if you want some other effects, you can get that too. I think this sounds good as it is. Maybe I might put some reverb on there, but I think this is sounding good. And of course, be sure to experiment with other samples here. There's quite a few in here. If you look at all the MSoundfactory essentials, you have a bunch of different things in here. You can try it with other things like the textures or percussive things in there, etc. You don't just have to try transients, but in my opinion, I think the transients work the best for this type of thing. But even in here, you see the organic section. Look how many different things there are. Synthetic, you have even more. I think it's sometimes fun to kind of make your own transients and things too. You can go around your house hitting different things or striking hammers and all that kind of stuff. Lots of fun to be had. So hopefully you enjoyed this and you can use this in some of your own music. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Leave me any questions or comments down below and be sure to check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.